Welcome to the second episode of the Planetary Spirits series, The Moon, Malcha, Beth, and Chasmodai. Before the world knew the outer planets, and before telescopes reached into the deep dark of the sky, the moon was the closest and most intimate guide humanity had. She was the first clock, the first calendar, and the first light in the night. Her phases shaped the rhythm of ancient life, and her pull shaped the tides of the sea and the tides of the soul. To the old astrologers, the moon wasn't just a celestial body. She was a living presence, a mirror of emotion, memory, intuition, and the quiet inner world that moves beneath the surface of our lives. In the older magical traditions that Raphael inherited, the moon was guided by two forces: the intelligence known as Malcha, Beth, and the spirit known as Chasmodai. These weren't literal beings. They were symbolic names, poetic ways of describing the two sides of lunar energy. Malcha, Beth represented the higher wisdom of the moon, the part that brings clarity, reflection, and emotional understanding. Chasmodai represented the raw lunar force, the instinctive pull of feeling, the shifting tides of mood, the deep and ancient memory carried in the body. Malcha, Beth was seen as the gentle guide of the moon, the part that helps us understand our emotions rather than be overwhelmed by them. This intelligence was linked to intuition, dreams, and the quiet voice within that knows the truth before the mind catches up. Malcha, Beth was the calm in the moon's changing light, the steady rhythm beneath the shifting phases, and the wisdom that comes from listening inward. Chasmodai, the spirit of the moon, was the untamed side of lunar energy. The part that moves like water, rising and falling, pulling us toward what we feel, even when we don't fully understand why. Chasmodai represented instinct, sensitivity, and the emotional currents that run deep beneath the surface. This spirit wasn't negative. It was simply powerful, the raw force of feeling that shapes our inner world and connects us to the ancient rhythms of nature. Together, Malcha, Beth, and Chasmodai created a complete picture of the moon's influence. The intelligence brought understanding, reflection, and emotional clarity. The spirit brought depth, instinct, and the power of feeling. One guided, one moved, one illuminated, and one stirred. And through both, the moon shaped the human experience in ways that still echo today. Raphael understood the moon as the ruler of memory, intuition, and the emotional body. He saw her as the planet that governs the past, the inner child, the ancestral line, and the quiet places within us that hold our deepest truths. The moon was the planet of the night, the planet of dreams, the planet of the soul's hidden language. And even now, in modern astrology, she remains the heart of the chart, the place where we feel, remember, and respond. The moon's phases were seen as a reflection of the human journey. The new moon symbolized beginnings, the waxing moon symbolized growth, the full moon symbolized illumination, and the waning moon symbolized release. These phases weren't just astronomical events. They were emotional cycles, inner tides, the rise and fall of feeling that every person experiences. In this series, the moon stands as the first of the 7 classical planets, the closest, the most familiar, and the most human. She's the light that changes, the light that reflects, and the light that reveals what we feel rather than what we show. And through Malcha, Beth, and Chasmodai, we see her full nature, both gentle and powerful, both guiding and stirring, and both calm and deeply alive. The moon is the beginning of the planetary journey, the first light in the night sky, and the first mirror of the soul. And as we move through the 7 classical planets, we'll see how each one carries its own intelligence, its own spirit, its own story, and its own place in the rhythm of the heavens. Thank you for watching, and I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. And please do join me for the next episode, Mercury, Tyrael and Taphthartharath.